Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Khalil's weekly review. We're going to go through the What If promo 2, what happened to that list that I was doing, some of the SBCs that have been released this week, and just some general chatter about this week in FIFA and how EA have done. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, the first thing that I want to talk about is this mid-prime icon pick. Currently this SBC is sitting at 1.09 on the PlayStation, 9.935 on the Xbox, and 1.19 on the PC. Now I'm going to talk about it from the PlayStation perspective, guys. That's the console that I'm on. So you Xbox guys, I'm sorry that I'm not relating it to your console, but I think the prices and the costs generally shift down in the same linear way. So you should be able to draw the comparisons directly from that. This costs a lot, and it's 185 rated squad with an inform, another 85 rated squad with two informs, 186 rated squad with an inform, and an 87 rated squad, so not cheap at all. And guys, especially this SBC has driven the prices of players, especially fodder, crazy high. Like it's got to the point where you have to buy a Neuer for like 80k, and he was going for say 47, 50k a few weeks ago. It really has driven the prices of a lot of these players up. Has also driven up the prices of a lot of these informs too, like inform Benzema, inform Cruz, cheap informs that are high rated, easily to fit into these squads and get these SBCs done. Guys, overall, would I say this SBC is worth it? One thing I think to consider, guys, before I do get into that actually, is that there's a lot of players on this list, or on the mid-prime list, that would have been a dub on this player pick, but have subsequently become L's on this list. So for example, and I'll take the prime example of Raul. So in the case of Raul, he started at around 950k when this SBC came out. The SBC costs around 940k. So at that point, very marginally, but Raul is a dub. As the week has gone by and more people have obviously been getting cards and then chucking their other cards onto the market, which are now tradable, the costs of all these players have dramatically fallen. So Raul now was sitting at around 850k, at which point, and this SBC has risen to 1.09 million, at which point that now becomes an L in terms of the value of this SBC. So guys, this SBC really does hinge on a few big players and whether you pull one of them out in your pick. I think in our group, I think there was 4 picks done, and I got mid Sol Campbell. I did try to film that for you guys. Unfortunately, the footage corrupted. I got mid Sol Campbell, prime David Beckham, and prime Filippo Inzaghi as my 3 picks for my thing. I of course took mid Sol Campbell. I already had that card, and then quickly chucked mine up onto the market before the price drop happened. So I managed to get a reasonable return on my mid Sol Campbell, and now I have a little bit of extra coinage to work with as well. The other people in our group did get prime Fernando Torres, I know was one of them, prime Histro Stoichkov, and and prime Nemanja, was Vidic. It was Vidic that someone else picked up. So a mixed bag of results, guys. I wouldn't say the best results from this SBC. I wouldn't be looking to hedge all your bets on this SBC. There is no guarantee you will get something good. I've seen someone who got mid Scholes, mid Nakata, and prime Inzaghi. So guys, do not hedge your bets on this SBC. It's only if you've got some extra fodder to throw around and you don't mind trying your luck to get something decent, then you can go for it. I of course took a big fat L when you consider the price. Now I sold mine for 700k or 730k, my Sol Campbell, and it was 940 at the time. So I ended up losing about 210k in value terms on this SBC, and that's still an L for me. So guys, really do consider whether you do want to, if you're willing to take that L on the SBC. That's all I would say about that. We're now going to go into What If number 2. So guys, getting into What If Team 2, the first one here, we're just going to go straight into the players, guys, and I'm just going to tell you what my thoughts are on the player, whether I've done reviews on them, of course, as well. I'll tell you guys, they will be on the channel if you guys search them out after this video. And also, I'll just say whether I think you guys should wait, or what you guys can let me know about some of these cards as well. So the first one as well we're going to get into is Vincenzo Griffo. Now this card is currently sitting at 54k. It was 69k when I did my review. That one is up on the channel. Please do check that out. This card is okay actually, guys. I think 54k is a very fair price for this midfielder. I think he plays relatively well. Especially if he does get a boost, he will do very well as well. This card is pretty decent in all the attacking aspects. He's a little bit stiff and clunky on his dribbling, but his shooting, passing, and general dribbling is okay. His clunky dribbling is only when you're getting into tight spaces. Otherwise, you've got a big, strong player on the wing as well. Does have that mismatch with the smaller fullbacks. That's nice to have as well. And it's fantastic on the set pieces as well. This Griffo, really, really great at that. As 2 The next one on the list, Florian Thauvin is the next one. Now 302 on the PlayStation right now. Again, sorry for you Xbox guys, I will be working off the PlayStation numbers just because those are the ones that I know better. 302 on the PlayStation, I think that's still very high, guys. Now, this is a very serviceable attacking midfielder. Very good, actually. Not just serviceable, very good. He is good at passing, decent at shooting, a decent dribbler, and not a great amount of pace. He does an okay amount of pace. He needs a boost in the pace and the dribbling department for me. Although his dribbling is his standout stat, he is a little bit stiff. With a boost, I put an engine chemistry style on him, so do please check that video out as well. That really seemed to fix him up in terms of what he was able to do, and he delivered phenomenally for me after that. I think after the boost, he'll be a great card as well. So one of them that I would say wait until after this guaranteed What If SBC, we'll cover that shortly, is done, and the after effects of that are really felt, because a lot of these Thauvins will be coming back on the market tonight from people pulling that, so just wait for that and then go out and see if you want to buy him then. Otherwise guys, one thing I will say in general as well about all these What If cards too, a lot of the higher ones are really high because people are holding them in anticipation of being able to trade up when they do get that boost. The problem is that so many people are holding these cards right now that when everybody does start to put these back on the market is going to drop a lot for them, and people will start to undercut each other. And actually the prices of some of these cards that you're seeing, and I'm specifically talking about this Morales card as well. Now, although Morales is a fantastic striker, I played against his inform, did run circles around me. Now guys, I haven't tried this one. Do let me know how he plays. 1.23 million for this card is a high price, and I do feel like that's going to dip down towards the million mark post boost. Now I know that does seem crazy, he gets better and his price goes down, but actually I think this is just because of the supply factor on the market being limited so much by the fact that traders are holding him right now to wait to cash in upon when he does get that boost. So guys, if one other thing I will say is that when these cards do get their boost, unless it's very specific cases, which I will get into shortly, do not buy these cards. Wait until the hype has died down after they have got their boost and then buy them, unless they are actually a much more different card or a much better card than what previously they were. I wouldn't suggest going and buying these on the day to go and take advantage of the fact that he will get a boost in a few days. Wait a little bit of time until you can pick that up for a much cheaper price. I haven't tried this Morales card, guys, so do let me know what he's like and if you do want me to do a review on him. The next one, Daniel Vaz from Valencia. Now this card was just okay. 115k is a reasonable price for this card. I think dipping a little bit lower to 100k, and that would really be a good price for this card. I did say obviously around 115, 120k for this card in my review would be good. Please do check that out. But I think even lower than that, once he does get to an 88 card, I think he'll be a good player all around. Right now he's just okay, not very great at anything, pretty decent at everything. You could spin it one way or another, but overall guys, I think this card is lacking and does need that boost to be a good player. And although I would say right now he's an okay player and he will do a job in your La Liga teams if you do need that box-to-box midfielder that's able to do it all, I would say that with the boost he'll be a much better player, and that's the sort of player that we would be wanting this card to become. The next one is my favorite card of the entire promo, Crepin Diatta. He is absolutely brilliant, guys, and I think this 166 price tag is absolutely fair. When I tried him, he was at 220k. Please do check out that review, one of the first ones I released. This card is phenomenal, guys, and what he's going to become is going to be something special. He does have 4-star as well, which is nice for you skillers out there and people who like to have a strong weak foot. Plays off the right wing. It says 5'9" on his card. He feels bigger in game. Good amount of strength and dribbling. Pace is phenomenal. Shooting is pretty decent. The only thing that I would say that lets him down in the shooting department is his composure. That's a little bit low. I'd like that to be a little bit higher, but overall, guys, I would say he finished plenty of chances for me. You'll see that in the review as well, how well he did for me too. His passing is a bit of a letdown too, guys, so that's something to consider as well. But overall, guys, I think that honestly is my favorite card of this What If team too. Value for coin, I think that player is absolutely fantastic. Getting into this next one, Ricardo Pereira. I have actually done footage for this one and the review will be coming out soon. 201k on the PlayStation. He will go up to an 89 rated team. Leicester will score the 6 goals that are needed for this. They are a pretty free scoring team as it is, so I wouldn't have any doubt. Sorry, they need to keep a clean sheet for these. I keep saying the defenders need to get goals. This will be for a clean sheet, and I do think eventually Leicester will manage to keep a clean sheet if they haven't already. I haven't been paying attention to the results today. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. So guys, I do think that they will get that clean sheet. He will get that boost as well to 89 rated, at which point he does become probably He will be the best fullback in the Premier League, or one of the best. I don't remember who else he's directly competing against, but guys, one thing you will have to remember, that for 201k, you could just as easily go out and pick up Kyle Walker or someone like a Nelson Semedo, very cheap, very usable option as well. So it's really about whether you want this special card and whether you believe that he justifies that 200k price tag rather than just going out and buying someone cheaper. You've of course got other options like Joao Cancelo in there, I believe, who is another option to that right back slot too. So just something to consider, guys. I do think he will get that boost. So this, I would say it's around a fair price. I would say 185, 190k would be like the fair price for him. Things are still a little bit high, so keep an eye on that again for tonight, because that SBC is going to drive the price down over the next few days, and you'll be able to pick yourself up a cheap bargain there and hold him for that boost for when it comes. Matteo Guendouzi is next. Now guys, I have done this one as well. The review will be coming up on that shortly. Overall, guys, I think this card is okay. He will need 6 goals in 5 games with Hertha Berlin. However, I have zero faith in Hertha being able to get that. I'm sorry to say that, Berlin fans, but they're in such a poor patch of form right now that I really don't think that they're going to score 6 goals and get this card the upgrade that he so desperately needs, guys. This card just isn't good enough on the 87, especially given the stage of the game that we're at. If I was to liken him to another free player, he's actually almost another copy of that player, but just slightly worse, is Sandro Tonali. I don't think this Matteo Guendouzi has anything on that Sandro Tonali in terms of capability, so really not a great card. And I would say, guys, although you could go out and get this card, of course you do get Bundesliga first owner and other things like that. If I was to say where you should prioritize this card, I would much rather suggest do the league player first, do the icon swaps first, then get this card if you've got some spare time, or do something else in terms of objectives. I wouldn't be wasting or wouldn't be prioritizing this in terms of timeline to get this card, because this will be something special. It's a very average card for me, guys, and that's all I've got to say on Matteo Guendouzi. That review will be up soon, so please do check that out when it does come out. Pepe, this card is a really nice card. This one was actually a surprise one out of all of them, and it's down to how well he defends and his aggression. Now, as I made this video and put it up yesterday, guys, Porto did actually keep a clean sheet, so he is due for a boost on Wednesday. That would be really nice for this card. He does need a bit more pace. His defensive ability, once that's boosted as well, will be nice as well. And he does have a reasonable all-around game, guys. Overall, I think this card is really well priced. Links in really well to other leagues too, especially linking into players such as Ricardo Pereira, Ruben Diaz, Nelson Semedo to go to the Premier League. Or if you wanted to go to the other leagues, I'm sure the Spanish league has plenty of linkability there too. Italian league, of course, has Ronaldo. If you link him in through the CDM spot, you'll be able to link this card in a number of ways. Serie A also has Diogo Dalot too. So I think this is actually a really fair price for this card, and it depends on how you play your game, guys. I explained this in the review as well. If you play a deep line, this Pepe can do really well. If you play a higher line, then get a sweeper in behind him and you'll have no trouble with this card. He plays really well like that as well. And his aggression level and his tackling is very clean and very strong as well. So it's good to have that in your centre back in terms of playing as well. Getting to the next one, Lucas Leiva. I actually think this price is really fair for him as well. This card was very good for me actually, because I don't know why he is being hated on so much, especially from other reviews that I have seen. I thought this card was really good in terms of how he performed for me. The only thing I would say that was a bit crazy, guys, was that every time we play a pass out of midfield, he charges out of midfield into the attack. Given that I want him to do the dirty work, and he is very good at that dirty work as well. He's a very good disruptor and capable of being that holding player in your team, especially if he does go to 90, which I think is very capable of doing considering the attacking talent that Lazio have. I think that this card is very well priced, and you should go out and pick him up either tonight or over the next couple of days, because as I stated previously, this will start to fall with people putting the cards back up on the market. The next one is Richarlison, 87 rated striker card. Now guys, I look at this card, I haven't tried him. Please do let me know if you have tried him and let me know what your thoughts are on him. This card will be very good. He fits the meta very well. He's of course got everything going for him in terms of the weak foot skill moves, height, power, striking ability, pace, dribbling. All of that's going for him well, especially as they do get the boost. Everton will get those 6 goals. It's just a matter of time before they do that in those 5 games. So this card could well be worth it. I just don't think that he's worth 1.58 million. When I think about it in my head and I try to justify the price, now guys, do let me know if I'm wrong. I'm more than happy to be proved wrong as well. But when I look at it in my head, Raul cost me 850k. This one cost me 1.58 million. Am I really getting a better player than Raul? I I don't think it's that much better of a player. I think Raul's a phenomenal player. So guys, that's just my thought process on this card. Do let me know if you think otherwise. Reguilon is the next one in there. Now, I haven't tried this left back. I did think about trying him as well. Spurs need to keep a clean sheet for him to get that. No doubt they will keep one at some point. They are Mourinho's team after all, very defensively capable probably in one of those games. So I think this will be the only, and I think the reason the price is so high, either Spurs have kept a clean sheet and that's the price hike of that, or the other reason, and of course it is one of the major reasons, is he'll be one of the best left backs in the PL next to that Alexander Zinchenko, and if he does get that boost, he will be one of the best, if not the best, left back in the Premier League. I can't think who else he really has to compete with other than Zinchenko. So that's probably why this card is that price level there. Again, guys, you're looking at a situation where you maybe should wait this out until the close of the week before you go and pick up this card, or wait until you see the lowest price hit and then go and pick him up then. The final one we're going to go into in amongst all these prime icon moments cards is Dries Mertens. Again, guys, this card will be pretty decent. 969,000 coins is a lot. Dries Mertens, of course, will fit the meta very well because of how well he dribbles. I'm not really wanting to try this card, guys. I mean, I know what Dries Mertens is all about. You get that from his standard card, and this would just be more of the same, but just a little bit quicker, a little bit better in all the other departments as well. Really not much of a factor for me. I much prefer to try someone like that Crepin Diatta than to try out Dries Mertens. Not really much of a surprise there for me, but an okay card, and no doubt will be very good in terms of the Serie A players that you can get. Now that we've done that, guys, we're going to go through, and Christian Tello, as you guys can see there, is down on the list. We're going to go through his SBC requirements now and whether I think it's worth doing that one. So guys, we're just going to get into Christian Tello's SBC requirements. 181k on the PlayStation, 183 on the Xbox, and 199 on the PC. Now guys, the first two squads are actually really low, and then the third one is the only one that really poses any sort of cost, high cost to you guys. 118 for this last squad, and it's an 84 rated squad with an informed player, 83 rated squad with an informed player, and 80 rated squad with an informed player as well. 20k for the first squad. I mean, guys, I don't think that this card is particularly badly priced. I don't think this card is particularly well priced either. I just think he's very in the middle, and guys, personally, I don't think I will be completing this card. I know that may come as a disappointment to some of you guys, because I know I've seen some of your requests for reviews on this card. Guys, overall, I just think he looks very average in terms of as a player. If we just go into the Christian Tello card, you guys can see he'll always be pacey. Christian Tello, dribbling will be very good, shooting will be good, passing will be good, physicality will be okay. If we go into the stats though, guys, there's a bigger problem here, and one that I spotted off the bat straight away is that if he does get the boost to his shooting, it'll be 84 finishing. Now you can of course fix that, but the major one, composure, 82 only, you won't be able to rise that, get that up at all. His short passing and long passing will be very average still. His crossing will be just on bordering on good, and his agility and balance and reactions are low as well. Guys, this card really just isn't worth it for me. In terms of a winger, he's 5'10" as well, so he's a tall winger as well. And his body type, I don't believe it is a lean one either. I believe he's part of the average body type club. But I don't know. No, it is a lean one. I stand corrected. It is a lean body type. But overall, guys, I think this card would just be really clunky and not much fun to use, even with the boost as well, guys. I really can't see how this card is going to be worth that 180k price tag. Overall, guys, I think I would avoid this one. I will be avoiding this one. Not one for me, guys, unfortunately. There are better players out there you can invest your SBC coin into. And that's all I've got to say on Christian Tello. So without further ado, we're just going to get into the newest SBC release that was just released today, Kevin Malcuit. So guys, we're going to get into Kevin Malcuit here. This SBC is expensive. And guys, overall, I'm not too sure about this SBC. 327 on the PlayStation. That, of course, is very fresh prices. So I'm going to say this drops down to, let's say it drops down to, and this would be very generous, 275, 260 on the Xbox, and 300 on the PC. At that price level, do I think this Kevin Malcuit is worth it? Now, of course, it's two squads, an 85 rated squad and an 84 rated squad here, so no informs required either. But if we go into Kevin Malcuit's card a little more, we'll just have a look at this. Dribbling stats will be okay, which are okay for fullback as well. That's fine. In terms of his defensive stats, guys, his defensive awareness will go to an 84. You can, of course, remedy that as well with the right chemistry style. Stamina will only be at an 80. Now bear in mind guys that he has the work rate, medium defensive work rate, high attacking work rate, so he will be going down that wing whether you like it or not. His jumping and heading accuracy isn't great either, so especially defending off those long balls in behind the fullbacks, or a ball out from your goalkeeper as well. He'll maybe put some of them wayward too. I think his passing is okay for a fullback as well. His pace of course is very good. Acceleration and sprint's really the wrong way around, but you can remedy that. But for me guys, there's just too much to remedy on this card to make it worthwhile. I think his dribbling is okay. Again, composure is low though for this card. And his general lack of defensive ability and the lack of stamina as well means I just don't think this card is worth it either. And again guys, it's going to be another one that I steer clear of in terms of the SBCs. Not great value for me. I think if this card, and this is going to be a severe reduction, but I think if this card was around the 150k mark, 160, 150, maybe even lower actually, 140. That's more where I'm looking at for this card. I really don't think he's worth that. And although I think of course this is preying off the fact that his link ability is French. I didn't actually check what his weak foot and skill moves were. He has 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, so of course it will be preying off that a little bit. He is French in the Serie A as well, so that's probably where this price hike is coming from guys. But for me, I would not be doing this. It doesn't, you could link your Ribery to it as well. It's a perfect link to your Ribery's if you have done that SBC. Ribery could be on the right hand side. One of them would have to be off chem for you guys to do this. I would recommend that it's Ribery, considering he has 5-star, 5-star. Malcuit of course only has 3-star weak foot, so I would recommend keeping him on the right back slot. That's obviously where this price hike is coming from. So for me guys, not worth it. I would steer clear of this one if I was you. We're going to go into the next SBC that was released actually a couple of days ago, which is the Joe Hart Flashback SBC. So guys, getting into the next part of this video, and that is the Joe Hart SBC that has just come out a couple of days ago. One squad needed for this one, 193k 176 on the Xbox and 204 on the PC. Now guys, one thing I do want to say, especially covering those earlier SBCs too, is that you do need to be aware that these prices are very inflated for these squads. The price of these will come down, so where I have said it's not worth it, I think it's not worth it in the case of even when the prices come down for these squads. I don't think these players will be worth it. This Joe Hart one might be worth it when the price does come down. Now the reason the price of course is so high is because of that mid-prime player pick. A lot of people are trying to get their hands on all these players and the prices have just gone flying up. Of course, two of those squads, as you guys saw earlier, are 85 rated squads, so you do need those players as well to complete this Joe Hart, and that's why this is so expensive. I think once that comes away from the packs, this will be much cheaper to do. And I think actually guys, from what I've seen so far, this is a viable alternative to that Nick Pope card. If you guys don't have that card, although that Nick Pope card is a lot cheaper and it may be a slightly better card than Nick Pope as well. Overall guys, I don't really know. I haven't done this one myself. I am waiting for that price to come down before I do a review on this card. But I do think this one will be worth it when the price does start to come down a little bit. It's just a case of waiting for it to come down before we actually do it. And overall guys, I mean, when we look at the stats of this card as well, 86 diving, 93 reflexes, actually the stats are down here, so if we just take a quick look, 89 handling, 80 kicking and 90 position. Now overall actually guys, and of course 70 speed, actually what we have here is fantastic speed here, not as great diving and kicking, so we would need to amend that with a chemistry style. And as you guys can see, if you put the wall on him, you have fantastic driving, decent kicking and decent handling as well. If you did want to improve something else on this card, I don't really think the cat's the best one, although usually most people like to improve the speed on their goalkeeper. This Joe Hart is very fast, so I think something else boosting on this card would be a little better. Maybe boost his positioning as well, maybe the way to go, and the glove may be the best way to go on this one because his reflexes are fantastic, if his positioning is top tier, diving and handling are top tier, and his pace is very good. Then the kicking you can manage as well guys, especially if you're only kicking out to fullbacks or just kicking in general in behind those fullbacks off the long goal kicks too. Very easy to work with that as well. So overall guys, I think this one could be worth it. I think it's just, you'll have to wait and see how the prices pan out of those 85, 84s and 83 rated players to complete this squad. Now that we've covered Joe Hart's SBC, we're going to get into the first releases of the Prime Icon SBCs. So guys, getting into the first Prime Icon Moment SBC, we're getting into Carles Puyol. Now currently this is sitting at 564, 531 on the Xbox, 627 on the PC. 5 squads to complete, guys. Now the most expensive 2, we're going to only look at these 2 because the other 2 other 3, sorry, are pretty manageable. The most expensive 2 here are an 84 rated squad with an inform or a champs player and 1 player from Barcelona, and an informed player or a champs player, 1 La Liga player, and an 86 rated squad there. So those are 2 expensive squads. Again, guys, this price is going to come down a lot once that mid-prime pick is out of packs, and what you will get, guys, is this will start to come down towards the 500k mark, maybe even lower than that, and that's really nice as well, guys. And one thing that I absolutely love about this card is if we just go into this card, irrespective of the stats right now and how they play and what we think of the card itself, you look at the card here, the cost is 880k. The cost of this SBC is 564k comparatively. That is absolutely sensational right now, and it will come down again as well. The price, of course, will fall, but I think this is the kind of level that EA need to be playing at in terms of the SBC values, because what you have here is a card, of course, that is untradeable, but you're still having to put a lot in to get yourself this card. So I think that's really a fantastic way that they've done this particular Prime Icon Moment SBC. We'll look at Nedved and Kluivert in a second, but I think that is really a fantastic price for this card, and I don't think the squads are actually too bad. Now, I have looked at a couple of reviews on this, Puyol. Do let me know if you want me to do a review on this card. I'm more than happy to do so. I love doing defensive reviews and breaking them down like that as well. So let me know, and I'll get that done for you guys. In terms of the next one, we get onto Pavel Nedved. 1.09 on the PlayStation, 985k on the Xbox, and 1.21 million on the PC. Now, guys, this is a 7 squad one. There's an 87 rated squad down here at the bottom. Of course, just an 87 rated squad, 40 chemistry, 86 rated squad with 50 chemistry, 85 rated squad with 55 chemistry, and this is where the first inform one comes in, the 84 rated squad with 1 inform player, 1 player from Lazio, and then this one here as well, the 80 rated squad with an inform player with the Czech Republic. So overall, guys, again, you're looking at 3 expensive SBCs there. I think the others, even the fourth one is the fourth up, sorry, is quite expensive. The other 3 are pretty expensive above that too. Of course, the other 3 non-factors in all of that. But overall, guys, would I say this is worth it? Again, if we translate that to his price, 1.288 million cost, 1.08 million SBC cost. And guys, that is really what I'm trying to get at here. This SBC will fall in value once that prime prime and mid pick comes out of packs. So again, this will tend to go down, 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 and what you will get is, as this price falls, the SBC cost will fall as well. And that's what's really important for me, guys, is that they've priced these SBCs at the right level. Really phenomenal job in terms of pricing these. Again, guys, if you want me to do a review, please do let me know, and I will get that done. I know a couple of you guys have requested Nedved. If you do want that done seriously, just let me know in the comments down below, and I will get that done immediately. The last one we'll get into, the Prime Icon Moments, Patrick Kluivert. Now, guys, again, this card is done on, I think, on almost the same basis as the Nedved one. The 87 rated squad instead, this one's an 86 rated with an informed player. That's really where the price difference lies. An 86 rated squad here, an 85 rated squad here, an 83 rated squad here, and then getting into the Ajax one, it's only an 80 rated squad. So again, they've substituted out with the 87 rated squad for the 86 rated squad, and just made things a little more costly in terms of the middle of the SBC. So again, I think the last 3 SBCs are the expensive ones, the other 4 perfectly manageable in terms of cost. Again though, guys, if we look at this compared to the cost of the card, 1.162, this one's a little tighter, 968. This card, of course, the cost of this again will come down. If you guys want me to do a review on that, please do let me know. I hope they do release some more Prime Icon Moments SBCs soon, so we can get a chance to see what they're like and use them and see if they are worth the SBC lock-in. Again, if you guys want me to do this, please do let me know. I will get it done. Overall, guys, the one thing I do want to say about these Prime Icon Moments SBCs is that I'm a little disappointed in the fact that these have been released. It really undermines the fact that the Prime Icon SBCs have been released now. Granted, unless they release a Cannavaro SBC or someone else who was already released, like say a Kaká Prime Icon Moments SBC, and they price him at the same level that they did for the Prime Icon Kaká, then that would really undermine what people have done so far. So I think they have to be very careful with how they release these SBCs, because I was under the impression they weren't coming this year, and for that reason as well, they would be better just to obtain off the market. However, it appears that we will be getting some of these Moments SBCs too. The one thing I will mention on Kluivert as well, guys, which is very important, just before we move on to the next topic, is that they have fixed the composure issue on this card. That will make this card a beast, because he's got 4-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot as well. Very tall, big striker, fast striker, capable of finishing as well. very decent dribbler as well, and it can be boosted as well on that agility and balance aspect to help him out. Decent passer too. This card is a really technically proficient card, and that's really helping him out as well, having that 87 composure. Now that we've covered all of that, the next topic for us is the guaranteed what if SBC. So guys, one thing I do want to discuss with you guys, and I will just be messing around in the background with my team whilst I discuss this with you guys, is I wanted to talk about that list that I started with you guys. Now guys, please do understand, I had every intention of completing all the players on that list, and I did really want to do all that list for you. However guys, it's got to the point now where when they release promos, I would rather do the fresh cards for you guys rather than the older cards as well. Now I understand a lot of you guys have cards in there that are current as well. The man of the match Haaland is on my list, and it is absolutely huge guys. I'm not even kidding, it's like 50 names long right now. I will do my best to get through that, but guys, please do bear in mind that as time goes on and more promos are released, I will look to focus on those before going back to your cards that you have suggested. So, and also guys, as time goes by as well, some of these cards do become a little bit irrelevant as well in terms of how they can be used or the level at which they can play compared to the rest of the players in the game. So guys, what I will say is that please do bear in mind that I may not do all the players on that list, or I may skip your player if I don't feel like it will do or it will be as relevant as it used to be, given that some of these came from like a month ago, some of them came from a couple of weeks ago. I'll just do my best guys in terms of the list, and just wanted to update you guys in general on that because I know you guys are requesting players for me to do. I will try to do them all, but please do bear in mind that if the promos are coming out, I will be more promo focused on what is there and trying to get that done for you guys first. But now that we've got all that, having just cut myself off, we're going to go back to where we were and discuss the guaranteed what if SBC. So guys, getting into the guaranteed what if SBC. Now this costs 182k on the PlayStation 156 and Xbox 195 on the PC. It's one squad, 85 rated squad. I wish this had come after the prime mid pick had left. However guys, it looks like it's set to expire in the same time, which is a little annoying because the price would be severely dropped if we were able to do this out with that time where all these cards are so inflated. In my opinion, guys, I've done it guys, and I did get a bit of a stinky one. I got Roberto Pereira, which I already have an untradeable duplicate of, so I had to take that L there. There are a number of cards you can get from this pack that are pretty decent. From the first team you do have Jadon Sancho, Kante, Gomez, Smalling and Babu. You've got a couple of other players in there as well that I believe are dubs. Of course, from the second team, you've got Morales, you've got Richarlison, you could get Pereira, for example. Other players who would be worth it in that price bracket. And I think, guys, the odds are in your favor more so for this one than they have ever been before in one of these SBCs, especially compared to, say, the party bag. But guys, again, this is a very high value SBC. I would not be completing this on the hopes that you'll be getting something good. I would only complete this if you've got the fodder or the change lying around to use. I did, so I used my fodder on that, but I really don't think it was worth it in getting a Pereira. If you do get someone like a Pepe or a Griffo, it's not to say that they're a bad card, but it's not the card that you want to see, and I would really hate for you guys to get stung by this one. So just beware of that. This one, you can get a lot of bad ones. There are a lot of good ones available, but just beware that although this SBC does offer terrific odds in terms of good to bad, you're not guaranteed to get a good one. Just be careful around that, guys. Now, the final thing that we are going to discuss on this review, and it's something that I did talk about before with regards to this card, Leroy Fer, and in terms of Feyenoord, got 6 goals already in their domestic matches. So this card will be receiving an update. This SBC has not expired yet, guys. Go out and do this SBC. He'll be 100% worth it. 90k is a bargain for this 87 rated card. He will fit the meta so well. I've used him more and more recently. He's a phenomenal card, guys. Go out and complete this SBC if you can afford it. He links well to Robin and Kleiber, Van Bergen or Gravenberg as well. If you haven't done the Robin and Kleiber or the objectives cards as well, he links in nicely there. Very nice option in terms of linkability there as well. So go out and do this SBC. Definitely worth it. I hope you guys did enjoy this week's weekly episode. Do let me know what your thoughts are, what you'd like to see, who you'd like to see reviewed, all that good stuff, what your ideas are. We will be coming out with a new series soon, guys, and we brought out a couple just to test them out. You guys like them, but I think we're going to come out with a better one to start with soon. So hopefully we'll come out with that episode later this week. Pro Clubs as well, set to come out soon too. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please do smash that like button. And until next time, I will see you all in a bit.